In each of us, two wolves battle for the soul. One that is made of fear and one that is bold. The one that is fed will take hold. Discretion's advised. Hi, this is Dottie the Psychic, and this journal episode is about dealing with the thoughts that drag us down to the lowest part of our existence. I call it bad thoughts. A lot of these journal exercises are replacement videos for ones that I have already done, like what seems like a lifetime ago. I didn't indiscriminately delete them because they were the first steps in my transformation, and I've gone back and used a lot of the patterns over again. I got a lot of them as tools from my therapist to help me basically climb out of my own head. Even trying to revisit the place I was then is hard. I let my mind become a dark and cruel place, built from the mistakes and criticisms and failures I felt. I'm listening in this echo chamber about how awful a human being I was and how I was a worthless idiot for even trying to be decent. Created my very own oubliette to be forgotten in, if I was lucky. It's a pit of lies, necrotic rot on the soul. I wouldn't talk to my piece of shit band that way. People only talk to each other like that on reality TV shows. What would somebody that loved me say? What would my dad say? He would tell me to be honest and kind. And sometimes I find the honesty part is really difficult. It requires you to assess yourself, to take a step out of your own perspective and try to get a glimpse of what you really are. This is why writing crap down helps, because if you go through an assessment and write the stuff down, you can see it. You hypocrite. You haven't done a journal exercise in forever, except for these videos. And your journals are strung out all over your room like everything else. I mean, it's not like there's not a YouTube channel with photographic evidence about how nasty this room gets. Ouch. True, but mean. I know I'm a learning disaster, and my room feels the full wrath of my emotional health regularly. I have totally tried to journal. Thanks, Luther. Right on cue. I was about to talk about you, because I've had one journal disappear, one journal get trashed, one journal get stolen, and one journal get eaten by the dog. Yes, you ate my journal. Journaling is like the multi-tool of the brain. It really is. You can use it to do a lot of things. This next exercise, I call the 5 questions, is very loosely based off of one of my therapist gave me to deal with anxiety attacks. Like I said, just 5 questions. I'm going to start with, what's going on? This is a great time to just kind of dump out your thoughts and really think about really what's going on. Like, is it that freaking bad? Once you've got that out, and I do mean to actually write this, because the act of writing is grounding. You have to feel the pen. You have to make the pen do what you tell it to. So you're reconnecting to the earth, or to the real world. Secondly, how does your body feel? You go through and like literally, I made a paper here, cheat sheet for you. Literally go through and feel out your body. Like my head, when I have an anxiety attack, my head pounds. My chest tightens. My arms don't feel any different. They don't. My butt, sometimes it clenches up. My legs, well, you know, when you've worked 12 hours, then they can be sore, and same with my feet. And that's where, you know, doing an assessment helps, because sometimes it's your feet that were part of the problem in the first place. Which brings us up to question number 3. What started it? I mean, really, just take a think. What set that mess off? Where did it all go wrong? It's okay. 4th, what would a stranger think about this situation? Somebody who just saw what just happened and didn't know you from Eve. Or Adam. Or Steve. Anyway, what would they say? Really, if you didn't know you, what would you say? And the 5th question can be a little hard to answer, but you can get help on this one. What would somebody who loves you say? This is an important one. Would somebody who cares about your feelings and wants you to feel better and do better in life, what would they say right now? Sometimes you gotta phone a friend on that one, and I don't blame you, because I know that sometimes I didn't love myself enough to answer that question. It's part of the process. Dark humor can be a great tool. Most philosophies can agree that life's kind of screwed up. It's not my job to bear the weight of the world. After all, I don't look like Jesus. I've got a way better at it. Aren't you glad I wrote that one down? I've used the term tool off and on throughout this video because it reminds me that I'm building my future and fixing my mind, and that gives me hope that I can take real action towards being a happier person. So I can't remember if I got this first off of Friedrich Xavier. He's the guy with the hood and no face, because like his whole gig is to be completely anonymous. I'm not editing that out. Anyway, I also heard about it when I was reading Think and Grow Rich, when I learned about it from Friedrich Xavier. So, Friedrich Xavier, not Friedrich. He was Friedrich when I first started watching him. It's been a minute. Anyway, so the idea of finding your other self. Deciding who you want to be and taking logical steps in that direction. I used to view myself as Dottie, the burnout nurse. She was very sad and couldn't get ahead no matter how hard she tried. I can see my desperation and sense of being trapped in my writing. Or at least I could before the dog ate it. I love that dog. So, I created my exalted self and Dottie the psychic. And at first it was rough. It was like making a mask and it did feel like a mask. It felt false and weird when I started out. But the more I worked with it, the more I realized that I am creating my channel. I am creating my YouTube channel. I am getting out. I'm going to events. I am Dottie the Psychic. And I am on my path. That's all I gotta say about that. I've been far too close to the dark edge of the void to judge anyone for choosing a permanent solution to a temporary problem, but I would hope that you would think twice. Please, if you feel like you are ready to hurt yourself, get help. I'm glad I did. I know the people that love me are glad I did. You can close this chapter without ending the story. I hope you like, subscribe, leave a comment, ring the little bell. Check me out on Patreon and Facebook and my website. Safe travel and much profit to you.